VCT Americas Week 3 predictions. I'm Zeph. I'm joined by Esports Andy. Let's get right into it. Let's start in the lower round 2. We have Evil Geniuses versus MIBR. Who do you got and why?
It's a bummer for me because I would love EG to win. I really like EG as a team, but I think MIBR in the last match showed that, hey, like we're actually a good team. EG hasn't proven that yet. I just don't see EG actually like pulling this off, and like I think it might go to 3 maps, but I could just see them getting swept here.
Yeah, for me, I think I have Evil Geniuses here. I don't know. I just have like a feeling that like Icy and Ye are going to find some sort of rhythm to be able to carry this over the line.
Mm.
Superman, Derek, and Nature really just have not like shown like that clutch gene that they have like in previous years. But again, it was a lot of inconsistencies last year as well. I see the potential in this Evil Geniuses roster, and maybe you're right, maybe it doesn't like manifest this week. Maybe it's more of like a regular season thing. But MIBR have also shown like a little bit of gaps in their game. They looked a lot better. They did end up playing Cloud9. I don't know why, but they're cursed for some reason. So maybe that's why MIBR were able to move on. For me, maybe it's just like a sentimental thing. Yeah, I have EG here.
I just think it's gonna be pretty cool with Ye and ASPAS playing each other.
Yes, it's like a
It's
Loud and
all
Optic rematch again, but
yeah, but with like crazy different teams.
great. Yeah, like not even the same like rosters.
No.
Yeah, I have EG here again just because EA is my favorite player. There's no other reason. I can't doubt my boy.
I hope EG wins, but yeah,
Yeah.
MIBR.
All right, NRG versus KRÜ Esports. To be perfectly honest, I have no clue what to think about KRÜ. I mean, the this week they look like gods. Last week they just look like a lower tier team. So to me, there's no like really gauging them.
Well, I think this is like the like prove NRG is like actually NRG and they don't just have like one-off games.
Right.
Because KRÜ, I think they'll be like they'll be good. They're not gonna be like insane. So NRG should win. But there's just so many question marks with both these teams.
Yeah.
And so I'll still give it to NRG, but I could see KRÜ pulling it out and it just being such a weird game because who knows with these two teams right now.
Yeah, for me, NRG. Obviously, I'm gonna go with NRG, and mostly because I really like Mada and Verno's performances.
Hmm.
72 kills and 56 for Mada and then Verno, and I think they just look really good against what I think is a tougher team in 100 Thieves. I say that, but then I said like, oh, I can't really gauge KRÜ. For me, it just depends on what KRÜ is going to show up. If it's like the really good KRÜ, I still think they're going to struggle against NRG. It'll probably be a close map. If it's the KRÜ from week 1, I think it's, or I'm sorry, week 2, then it's going to be a pretty difficult task for them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I got NRG. All right, upper semifinals, Loud versus Sentinels. This is gonna be a tough match.
Yeah, I think people are still underrating Loud. I think this should be the match where people are like, oh, wow, like this is a really good team. This is a team that should be competing to get into internationals because I think they've looked good in their last 2 matches. Wait, last 2 matches, and Sentinels has also looked really good. Like, but Sentinels will also have to bring their A game. Like they can't really slump. They can't. I don't think they have room to have a bad map, like a really bad map.
Yeah. Um Coming into this game, it's going to be like really tough for me. I mean, obviously, I think I'm going personally Loud. But when I talk about like, statistics and analytics and trying to analyze all that, it's going to be pretty close, I think. Loud is the Stars Horizon core from all the way back in 2021, and they were pretty good. They were obviously not loud, but loud in 22, but the 21 roster was fairly solid. For me, it really is DGZ. Like, is he going to be able to keep up with what I think is more higher echelon teams? Because we saw his amazing performances against Evil Geniuses and his amazing performance against KRÜ, but whether he's going to be able to translate that into like better players like Zekken, we'll just have to see. As far as Sentinels, I think they look still like pretty good. Like, they look better than they did in the off season. They look kind of confused in the off season, but here it doesn't look that way. It looks like they've like really honed in on what they lacked then. They've brought out the Tejo. They're up to date with the meta. I think it's going to be a close match for both of these teams.
I think I'll end up going with Sentinels just because I think like while Vinny has shown that like he's a solid IGL, he's not like out of place on this team. I think that this will be the difference. Like I think these two teams are actually so close that I think the difference will be the calling. I think JohnQT is a really good caller. I think they come up with really good ideas, and I think that would be the difference, especially if they can activate Zekken. Because I think everyone on Lab is going to be playing good. I don't expect any of the players really to slump. I think all these players are pretty consistent. Yeah, I think they're pretty consistent. And Vinny has shown that he's a good player, so I think it'll be close. I think he'll go to map 3, but I think Sentinels will pull it out, just having the experience and a more experienced IGL.
Yeah, I also think it depends on the map pool too. Like,
Yeah.
If whoever it favors more. Two games. Jesus Christ. G2 Esports versus Leviatan. I don't think this is going to be close at all.
I don't think so either. I don't think it's going to be close. I think this is going to be the blowout of like the
week.
Yeah, but I could. Yeah, because Lev just never really showed me much that I really was like, oh yeah, this team is like going to be really good. I think maybe it's just because I was more focused on Demon 1, not like being all that great, rather than like, because even Kingg I didn't think was doing too well in their last one. I thought it was more like Natank was like killing it. But I just can't remember this team that much. That's why it's like, it just never really like, they never really were that bright star.
I mean,
that they need to beat G2.
They're not like super particularly memorable. They're not running techs at Duelist. They're trying to get Demon 1 back on that. But it's like they didn't learn anything from like NRG's trying to run Demon 1 on the solo Duelist. Like, it's just not going to work. And you're going up against G2 Esports. Like, they have what a lot of people are saying now is the best roster in Americas. There's no gaps on this team. There's no one person that I can tell you, oh, they couldn't clutch around. Every single one of these guys has the clutch gene in them. Like, come on. You're going to tell me, and they look perfect. It's not like we watched the match and we were like, this was wrong or that was wrong. They literally look perfect.
And that they're still, though, to be devil's advocate, they did play Cloud9. And it's our only sight of them, really.
It's true. And Cloud9 are wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, and so it's kind of hard to tell. I still think they're the best team in the league. Like, I still think they're the best team. That's my only like concern about them is like they only played Cloud9.
But I would argue Leviatan's placement here is more uncalled for than G2.
They only played Furia.
Because they only played Furia, and Com was the one carrying the team.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why I do. Yeah, I do. I just could not see if Lev like upset them. Then I don't know. Like
if Leviatan upset them, like this whole like lower bracket is going to be absolutely insane. Especially if we get like NRG coming out of it. Like if NRG has to play G2 in like lower round 3. That's going to like be either the upset of a century or the banger of a century. I mean, I don't know. I just
like Loud and Lev win.
Loud and Lev. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's going to be the best lower bracket I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, the lower bracket's already been insane, which people complain about the kickoff. I've liked the kickoff so far. I just wish it wasn't so deadly for people that like try to follow it, like everything.
No,
But that's just how it's gonna be.
I think it's fine. I think there's a lot of time to like, especially for us content creators to like post stuff. I think like if it was throughout the week, I think it'd be a lot tougher. So that was week 3 for VCT Americas prediction. Join us tomorrow where we go more in depth about 100 Thieves and NRG. For Esports Andy, I'm Zeph. We'll see you tomorrow.